Hello everyone again. This means the last presentation starts, because the last thing is going to be the roundtable. This is the last presentation, and it's not about really the big picture and AI, a little bit of AI, but it's about something that our next presenter cares a lot about. Because she told me, I don't know what you like the most in your profession. I know what I like the most in my profession, which is investment, but I won't talk about that. But she told me that what she likes is that she hires people and then she can see them grow. They become leaders, they may become entrepreneurs, and they fulfill their potential. And that's something very, very important to her, because that gives meaning to her life and to her work. And today, she's going to talk about early talent management and finding early talents. It's good to find talents as well, but that's a different industry. So finding early talent, and she's the Chief Talent Acquisition Officer of Ericsson for Northern Central European and UK-Ireland market. And please welcome Sanja Miladinovic on stage.
Thank you for pronouncing my surname. I really appreciate it. And thank you for staying to listen to this presentation. I'm Sanja. I come from Ericsson, and I have over 10 years of experience in talent acquisition, a bit more in overall HR and people function, but today I will be talking to you about early careers and emerging talents. Before we move on to some numbers and charts, I would like to say that I was always passionate about communication. Maybe that's why I'm here today and why I've chosen talent acquisition as my profession. And I'm also very passionate about early careers and emerging talent. And I always say emerging talent because early career can be sometimes perceived only as hiring graduates. But today we will talk more about how to go beyond transactions, how not just fill the role and talking about internships or job rotations, but really help people thrive. And I am also very curious about how careers begin and how we can help them or block them, really turn that spark into impact. Of course, a lot of work on that. So, why we talk about early careers or emerging talent today? I think it's not a question anymore. If we want to be a future-proof organization, if we want to be sustainable and continue to innovate, then we really need to invest in emerging talent and make sure we are really ahead. And this is how we stay connected to trends on the market. And we can split this into 5 topics. One is how to improve attraction, how we can stand out in the noise on the market, how we can stay authentic. And we talk a lot about AI. This is also a topic I'm very much interested in. But in parallel, when we talk about AI, how we can stay connected, because emerging talent is always seeking for personalized approach, for human approach and for experiences. I will talk about experience a lot. Also your experience and experience of our candidates overall. And how we can improve retention. Now it's a topic whether it's TA scope or not. I would say it is, because I believe that retention starts much before the day one. And if we are just filling the positions, then we will have huge attrition. So when we think about retention, it's how we collaborate with multiple teams, and which leads me to the third topic, how we can make internal cultural shift. And I spoke about that a lot on a break with Gabor, because it's really a huge topic for all of us, how we can influence business and how we can align with them to create those ecosystems where emerging talents can really thrive and stay. And this is why I think retention is super important. We can tackle here also the topic of onboarding. And again, maybe it's not in our scope at the moment, but I think it's very important because it's not just about offer accepted. I think really that the journey only starts there. So if we want to stay attractive for emerging talent, then we need to provide development. And this is how we keep them in the organization, and this is how we also can spread this as important voice on the market. And then how we can become more consumer-centric. Again, how those two topics connect. When we stay connected to early career talent, we also stay connected to our consumers of the future. And this is how we can create those future-proof organizations and stay relevant. And then innovate your candidate offering. It's not about job posting, that's just the first step. It's much more about experience and what we can co-create for them to really make it last. And now when we look at Ericsson and our hiring scope, I would like to share with you some data just to give you maybe a picture of where we are. During the 2024, we hired and welcomed almost 12,000 people. And that gives you impression on the scale on a global level that we are working in. 23% of that number is early career, which is a very impactful number. And then when we deep dive into our region, we see that we hired 31% of the overall early career talent that Europe is hiring, which means that this region is also leading and doing something in the right way. So all this collaboration with universities, staying out there, staying connected, is paying off on the end. And my team is also here today so they can share and answer some questions. We managed to provide diversity in terms of gender. So that was also a huge achievement. But this is not possible only with recruiters. So if you get a KPI to find the gender balance, it's not just your job. So you can also push that back or work together with the business to achieve that. So we all need to align and create strategy on how we can attract diverse talent. And diversity is much beyond the gender. So how we can provide space for different talent to really thrive and develop. And when we look also into the numbers, we found out, it was very interesting for me also to analyze this and prepare for the conference. We saw that we have around 4,700 applicants for early career talent, and we hired 171 persons. So that leads us to something below 4% of conversion, which is still scalable. And it shows us that there is still a number of people who are really interested to talk to us. We managed to close role for only 34 days, but if this is successful, I don't know, after what Manpower presented, that in Serbia it goes even below 2 weeks. We still think it's a good number, comparing to some industry norms where we go around 45 days. And why this story about emerging talent is important, and how, in the first place, we came to that. So I will share with you this video that we created, and then I will speak about that later on and why it was important for us. Let's see now how it will.
We know great people are at the heart of our business. It is great people that make the impossible happen. Introducing Early Careers at Ericsson, an initiative designed to foster your talent at every stage of your career. We provide you with the tools and resources to take your career to the next level. Programs for those starting off or rejoining the workplace. We are here to help you. Learn, develop, and grow. Exchange ideas and develop new ones. Collaborate across our global network and explore the power of technology like you have never seen it before. We don't just innovate, we create. Bluetooth, we invented it. Health tech, we are evolving it. Connectivity, we create it. Environment, we champion it. AI solutions, we are solving it. Why not join us on this journey of making the impossible possible? A chance to go beyond your wildest imagination. We believe your future is now. Welcome to Ericsson Early Careers.
So how did we come to this story? We found out that on the market there is a lot of common noise, a lot of common callings, and very similar industry norms on how we present our corporate brand. But how can we stand out and provide something that's really resonating with our audience? People who work in marketing know that we first need to understand what is important to them. So what is their intrinsic motivation and what they really value. And what we wanted really is to understand what our people think about that. So we did research with an agency, and we first observed what's going on the market, what is our landscape that we are in the middle of, and we found out that there is a different spectrum of how brands are presented. Here you can see that line from very structured corporate brands to modern, emotional, vibrant calling, that something even goes with drawings and different appearance on how we present it. And you can actually do anything. It's up to you to choose. But we need to answer two very important questions. What is authentic to our organization? And the second one, what our people can really relate to. So we don't present something that we do not have inside, that doesn't resonate with our employees. And then, what is important for the audience that we need to attract? In these terms, we talk about early career talent and what they want to see. So we positioned ourselves comparing to direct competitors. Usual story, we were looking into that, and we saw that we are very traditional and corporate in how we present ourselves. But then we saw it's not just us who are fighting for that talent. There are many, many industries that are also doing the same. So we did compare it with main competitors, but we expanded that from the core set to this expanded set to understand what they are also offering. But then we needed really to talk to our people. So we decided to have focus groups and analyze our early career talent to find out what's in it for them. I can share my story. I'm not an early career talent, but when I was invited to join Ericsson, I couldn't really find what I was looking for. So I reached out to people to ask them who are working already there, how they would rate the culture, what are the projects they are working on, and what is important for them, why they decided to stay. So we decided to do the same. And these are the findings. So what makes us attractive to talent, to colleagues that are already working for us and belong to this cohort of emerging talent? That's definitely the global reach and international experience. People from this region want to be included, want to collaborate across border, want to be part of the global research, and not necessarily move countries. So we are not talking that many about mobility. Sometimes they just want to be included in those international projects, learn and get different perspective and stay connected. And then innovation, huge topic. This is what people are passionate about. So what they want to know is, are you really working on something that's future, that's innovative technology? And what is also very important, will I be the part of that? Okay, you put this on a billboard and that's fine, but will I work on that? And this is where we can really provide some meaningful development to them and have this connection so when they join, they really work on this part that they were attracted about. And then I would like to make a pause here. Everyone responded the same, career growth and development. So for emerging talent, that's super important. They want to know what's happening after day one. And we tend to say like, they're impatient. Well, we have to admit that we would like to know as well. So they're just more assertive. So we need to answer that question. And that's why I say we need to collaborate with multiple teams and provide this culture shift. So we really provide for them this type of development through mentoring, coaching, clear development programs, and collaborate with talent management, L&D, and our managers to provide this to them. And then values and purpose. They want to know what we are doing for the society and what is our overall impact to the world. And this is something that we can answer only in an authentic way if we are really walk the talk and what our company is doing on that. So this is how we translated it into our impact. But overall, again, the most important thing is how they will be the part of that. So we don't come into a situation after 6 months that we've been asked that they are not part of that innovation we were promoting, and that they really have something that will be developmental for them once they join. So we really wanted to create visuals and narratives that will connect with this, that will answer their questions, and that all these wordings and visuals are answering their questions that they would like to know. And also, what is important topic is emerging talent doesn't want to split this professional life with a personal life. They look at this as a holistic topic. So they want to choose, they don't want to choose either of the two. So they want to have it connected, and this is something where we need to think about how we can provide this. So it's very important to be authentic and talk to them, not at them. And I think now in the world of AI, we can even use AI for the branding. But what is important is to have this human touch and to have people who will be behind that and share their personal stories. Bottom line, it doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be true. And that's the main topic I would like you to take from here. And this is why we worked with our early career talent to really share the story. So first, we did this discovery journey with them to find out what is important to them. And then we asked them to help us spread the word and create all these stories in visuals. And this is how we came up with the framework: learn, develop, and grow. So it's also about the diversity. It's about welcoming different types of talent. When we talk about learn, those are usually school leavers. They're looking for internship. They have no idea how the first job experience will look like, and that's okay. In that sense, what we need to provide for them is guidance, answers, and build confidence, to give them experience this first job. And in Hungary, I know that we collaborate with multiple universities. We even offer them at early stage to join the company as a part-time during the week, and we follow them through different years so that they can join the company if that is something interesting to them. So we have to understand it's a conversation and a dialogue all the time. And then we have develop. Develop is usually for someone who has 1 to 2 years of experience, usually graduates. Maybe they have some experience but still don't know how their career will look like. For them, we need to include mentorship, coaching, and for them, projects are important so that they can really get this hands-on experience on the job. And then we have grow for more experienced people, usually PhD students, someone who is returning to job. For them, we understood what the most important thing is: to become experts, to deep dive into expertise and to have purpose. So for them, this type of meaningful projects where they can really become experts is the key. So it's not one size fits all. And we need to stay very open to upskilling. We are very traditional in most of the cases. So when we talk about the gender diversity, about diverse talent, of course, the best person should get the job. We don't argue about that. But how can we increase the pool when we talk about emerging talent? How can we bring people who are maybe second jobbers, who are upskilling in a way for a coding, and how we can provide space for them, not just only to come, but as we said, to continue to collaborate and thrive. And this is where our visuals and talents reinforce our statement. So this is how they are helping us to spread the word. And it's also very useful to have them as your ambassadors. Many of you mentioned this today. And I would like to break one myth today, that huge corporations have huge budgets. This was done with a zero budget. So what we did, we used some kind of scenarios to help them. We know that they are involved in different projects, that they have heavy workload. So it was also voluntary. So we invited them who have up to 3 years of experience in Ericsson to share their story. It's recorded from hand or on Teams. We supported them with the new visuals, and it's their story. So why they choose Ericsson, and what is more important, what they are working on now. So how is going for them? What can be the answer for someone out there who is looking their first job experience. And we managed to share around 20 stories, and we are still collaborating with our colleagues who are willing to share their story. And then we, of course, work a lot with universities. I get asked a lot, what's the return on investment? And I would like to hear your opinion on that. I think we need to be out there. We need to speak to talent. One reason is we really get energized by meeting all these emerging talent and learning from them. On the other side, I really think it's important to stay connected. We measure conversion, but we do not measure the networking and how we share the awareness of what we are offering. So I still believe that these are the topics where we can stay relevant and really learn from them. And that also sounds very positive, but it's not going so easy in real life, and we know that. And there are some oops moments I would like to share with you. First of all, we didn't have numbers. We couldn't speak data. We couldn't speak business language. So that was key learning for us, how to track early career talent. So when you talk about that, so that you can really share why it's important for us to stay relevant, how much time do we need, and how we can all work together to invest in the future. And the second thing is, it only starts when they join the day one. So if we are unprepared, we will have huge attrition. And that happened to us. So we found out that we can hire easily, because we were lucky, we had applicants, but they were moving. They were finding alternative jobs because it was not meaningful for them without the development and the impact. So this is one of the learnings we had. And I can share many more. One of them is when we worked with the upskilling agency to really work with diverse talent, but then after 1 year, the hiring freeze came and we didn't have the headcount. So if you are siloed, if you are only delivering for that department, then you will not be able to provide them alternative solution. And I think here we can be really advisors and work proactively in such situations to really learn from that and provide solution. And if you need to take some key takeaways from today, I would say is talk about emerging talent, not just early careers. Think about broader than just graduates and summer interns. Talk business language, talk data, be prepared, collaborate with your hiring managers and with different teams as talent management and L&D to really provide meaningful programs, because then it will speak for you and help you in attraction. And future talent is future business. It's no more a question. So this is how we stay relevant, future-proof, and we continue to grow. And shift from roles to journeys. It's again about experience, so how we can create those positive experiences for them. And let them speak for you, because this is something that needs to stay authentic and relevant, and again, human, so that they feel invited and can connect with the topic. And of course, I'm here for all your questions if you have any. Thank you.